from Robert Morales with the LA Daily News.
Hello, everybody. How's it going, Robert?
All right. How you doing, Robert?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, Robert, do you think, like some people do right now, that maybe, and I'm basing this off of Floyd's last fight against Cotto, he got hit a little bit more than we're used to seeing him. Do you think that maybe Floyd has slowed down just a little bit to where he might be a little bit easier to hit these days than he was, say, a couple, 3 years ago?
Styles make fights. I think Floyd just didn't take Cotto too serious. Knowing that Cotto's slow on his feet, slow hands, I think he overlooked him a bit. But Floyd Mayweather is a very sharp fighter and a very smart guy. He made the adjustments and got the job done. So, I know Floyd's going to be ready to go. You can't underestimate him, and you can't look past anything he brings because, like I said, if he is slowing down, his slow is faster than almost every other fighter out there.
Yeah, no doubt. Robert, one other thing. What do you think about, and I guess it's going to be on the All Access thing tonight, we were sent out a quote from Floyd referring to you as a hypocrite. I don't know if you know about that. He was talking about the arrest that you took. Any thoughts on that?
We're all hypocrites. If you're a perfect person, you wouldn't need Jesus Christ. It just goes to show how much he keeps his head into the Bible and he reads the Bible and how much he believes. To call somebody a hypocrite, it's laughable.
Okay. Gotcha. Hey, Robert, one last thing, if I may. Has this unfortunate incident that happened, has it messed with your head at all as you're trying to train, knowing that you still have to go to court for this whole thing?
No, I'm ready to go. There ain't nothing stopping me from winning this fight. All the focus is there. I'm in training camp. I'm ready to go. That's the bottom line.
Gotcha. All right, good luck, brother. I appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Jake Donovan with BoxNewsScene.com.
Hey, Robert. I just wanted to ask. Last year, I know your publicist, he was campaigning hard for a fight with Floyd Mayweather right around this time. I just wanted to know what would have happened if, I don't want to say Floyd called your bluff, but if he granted you the fight, how you think you would have performed last year as opposed to how ready you are right now?
I'm always ready to fight, no matter what it is. I mean, you guys see me in the 18 fight, you guys see me in the Berto fight. Hey, I'm coming to fight all the time, so, I would have been ready then, I'm ready now, and I was ready then. So, it's just now I'm even more ready because, I have the two fights breaking in at 147 pounds where he should have took the fight a year ago.
I was going to say, that was going to be my very next question. Do you think it's more advantageous that you did, in fact, get the chance, not only to fight welterweights, but to prove to the world that you are actually one of the best welterweights in the world?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I was 135 pounds fighting at 47, and now I'm built in solid to 147 pounds, so now it makes a big difference.
All right, cool. That's it. I'll just get back in queue and let others ask questions. Thanks, Robert.
Our next question comes from Chip Mitchell with the Fight Journal.
Okay, Robert, now you are a very spiritual person. How has your spirituality played a part in your boxing career?
It plays a big part. Not just in boxing, it plays a big part in my life, outside of the ring, with my family, raising my kids in church, believing in Jesus Christ. It's a big part of my life, and, that's what guides my whole life through. My training camps, boxing, being in the ring, and, it really is, the number one thing in my life.
Okay. Thank you. You fought Orlando Salido, who was a pressure fighter. You fought Andre Berto, who represents power and speed. You fought warriors such as Caceres and boxers such as Escobedo and Casamayor. And then there were these hard-to-deal-with styles such as Jason Litzau and Aiden that they weren't easy to deal with. I already believe that you are mentally strong, which is an advantage that most Floyd opponents haven't had. Does fighting so many different styles, along with that mentality, do you believe that makes you the optimum opponent to give Floyd his first loss?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, you hit it right on. Having the proper experience to be in the ring, that's how a fighter's supposed to be built. Put in with different types of experiences, so when they do get to the top, they're ready for it, and they stay there. Having the mental experience outside of the ring, inside of the ring, putting all that together as a package, I mean, it's a deadly force.
Okay, and you are a 6-time champion in 4 different weight classes. 6-time champion in 4 different weight classes. That's a marvelous accomplishment, and not many people knew that coming in. Do you fight with a chip? I mean, do you ever feel underappreciated by people who just don't know your accomplishments?
Nah, I don't. All I do is go out there and fight my heart out, fight the best I can. I go out there and do the best job that I'm going to do, and if it gets recognized, it gets recognized. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you know what? I know I put God first, and He's blessed me to be in this position. Being in this position, it's incredible. It's incredible, and truly is a blessing, and it's time to take full advantage of it. And after this fight, everybody will know the accomplishments that I've had, especially beating Floyd Mayweather.
Thank you, champ.
Finally, you talked a little bit about Floyd being Floyd, promoting the fight. Has he done anything to, that you look back on it and you're like, man, I can't believe he did this? Is there any one thing that he did that got to you, got to your family?
No, not at all. He can talk, he can say this and that, do whatever he wants. It doesn't get to me. It doesn't get to me because, I'm ready for this. I'm mentally ready for this, mentally focused. I've been through far worse things than standing in front of Floyd or listening to him talk to get mad about. I'm a very grateful and thankful guy that, I'm blessed to be in this position. I'm blessed, to have my wife here today. I just thank God every day. And by Floyd talking and saying whatever he says and acting the way he acts, it doesn't bother me at all because, I live my life one way and he lives his another way.
Okay. Anything that you've done to him where you go wink at your wife and say, I got him, or you feel like you got him?
What was that again?
Anything that you've done to Floyd that you felt like you could look at your wife and say, we got him? Is there anything that you've done to him, or?
No, not at all. I really don't try to talk down on him or try to, get him off his game. Hey, you know what? I know he's one of the masters at the mental game on breaking guys down, and he probably can see right through anything. So, he knows that I'm ready to go, and then I'm going to go in there and fight, and that's all that matters.
And our next question comes from Dan Raphael with ESPN.
Hey, Robert, how are you today?
All right, how you doing, Dan?
Good. Listen, Robert, when you first got the fight, and I know you did. There was a call you did with some of the reporters right when you signed for the fight. It was announced, and you spent some time answering questions, talking about one of the things you had said was that you thought that Floyd, at this stage of his career, being his age and the layoff and maybe the jail sentence and all that, that he was, I believe the term they used was ripe for the picking. Do you still believe that? And I never got a clear answer at that time. When you said that, what sorts of things were you thinking about that led you to believe that this might be the right time to go get Floyd, who's been so flawless for so many years in his boxing?
That's the way I think about every fighter when they sign a fight with me. It's right for the picking. And I truly believe, God puts people in front of you for a reason. And God put him in front of me for a reason, and I'm going to beat him. So, Floyd Mayweather having that year off and, being in jail and, stuff like that, it takes a toll on you. No matter what you do, you do have a little ring rust. So, it's different from training and sparring and getting in the fight. So, that ring rust is always there. until you actually get in that ring and shake it off.
Now, he is, you're right about that, but he seems to be different from most fighters from the standpoint that he's had lengthy layoffs. He was retired for, I think, nearly 2 years, came back, looked like he hadn't missed a day in the gym, had other times where he's had a year or so off, came back, fought as well as he ever had. So I wonder, have you watched recent bouts, maybe the Cotto fight, maybe some other fight, and is there anything that you've seen specifically in how he's fought that leads you to believe that maybe the age or the rust is sort of going to catch up to him a little bit?
Yeah, when he's had those year layoffs and came back, everybody was handpicked. He picked a small guy with Marquez who he didn't even make the weight.
Right.
He didn't even try to make the weight. He took Cotto. He knew he can get away with the foot speed and the hand speed. Victor Ortiz, he just took advantage and took the shot, which if you're so confident in yourself, you wouldn't need to take a shot like that. So, like I said before, he signed to fight Robert Guerrero, and like I said, everybody that signs with me, I think they're right for the picking because I come to fight.
So we know you come to fight. We've seen a lot of your fights, Berto in particular, certainly Aydin as you moved up to the weight, to the welterweight division. But you do a lot of things very well in the ring. Obviously, you have the record and the resume that you have. But what's the one thing you think that you do specifically that you think others that have tried have been unsuccessful doing against Floyd because he's been able to maintain that record that you're going to be better at doing, whether it's just power or speed or pressure or whatever the case may be. What in your mind is your greatest asset going into this matchup?
Staying mentally strong and keeping the game plan together, and also being able to change game plans during the fight. When I need you to make those adjustments. A lot of these other guys weren't able to do that.
Okay, and I got one other question for you. How much do you want to see your dad mix it up with Floyd Singer? They've been going back and forth quite a bit. I mean, it's actually been amusing from the standpoint that there's almost been more trash talking on going between the dads and the trainers than there have been between yourself and your opponent.
My focus ain't there. They're selling their own fight. Maybe Oscar.
I heard it's going to be in the parking lot.
Maybe Oscar could promote that as a charity event. Raise some cancer money or something. They're really promoting it hard.
All right, very good. Thank you very much, Robert. Look forward to the fight. Thank you.
All right.
Why when you say God put you in this position to humble Floyd, why do you think it's you as opposed to anyone else? Is it, differences in the way you live, or why are you specific?
Not just humble Floyd, but to humble the boxing world. You get a lot of people out there that think Floyd's like a god. The way he acts, the way he lives, the way he spends money, the way he boasts about stuff. You get everybody thinking that he's unstoppable. Nobody could beat him. And, with Floyd, there's no blueprint to beat him. You can't break him down. But you know what? Being a big believer in God, there's a blueprint for everybody. There's a way to beat anything. There's a way to conquer anything. You put God first, nothing's stopping you. That's why I say God puts people in front of you for a reason, and He puts you in front of people for a reason. And God has me here for a reason. I look back at my whole career, my whole life, the trials and the tribulations I've been through, been right there, at the forefront to be able to become something huge in boxing. And I've always had to drop 2 steps back and go a different route. But I've always looked at the positive, and I've always looked, hey, you know what? It's a blessing in the sky with whatever happens. The injuries, my wife getting sick. It's God putting you through the fire, to refine you. So when He puts you in that moment, you're ready to take off and glorify Him. And this is the moment right here. This is the moment with the guy that nobody thinks that can't be beat. Where everybody's looking, he's unstoppable, he's the best ever, blah, 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 this and that. It's time. It's time. God's put me in this position for a reason, and God's groomed me and prepped me for this time to take over boxing. That's why I say, it's like a modern day David and Goliath. You got David, who God anointed him and put him through the fire, who took on bears and lions and tigers, bulls, and nobody recognized it. And when it came time to fighting Goliath, everybody thought he was unbeatable. And David came along, took him on, and slayed him with a slingshot and some pebbles. That's why I say, God put me in this position for a reason.
Well said. My last question to you is two southpaws that have given Floyd trouble, and I'm sure you've taken note of this with the Marcus Corley and Zach Judah. Do you see anything in the trouble they gave him, and is there something even more different about you that can capitalize and kind of finish the job?
Oh, definitely. You know, the southpaw style gets in trouble. If Marcus Corley and Zach Judah didn't get tired, they were winning that fight. And I believe that. You know, I'm ready for this. I was built the right way. I have the right experience. I've been in with a bunch of different styles. I've been in with lefties, a lot of them. I've been in with a bunch of different, you know, power punchers, brawlers, boxers, sharp guys. Like I said, you know, what I've been through, God's prepped me out for this. And here it is.